Hello, this lesson is on converting between fractions and percents. By the end of the lesson, we want to be able to convert between fractions or mixed numbers and decimals and percents. Make sure you have your notes packet or notebook ready to take notes in. A couple of vocabulary words that we want to make sure that we understand. Ratio is a comparison of two quantities by division. And then so if we look, 3/20ths, 48 to 100 are all two different quantities compared by division. A percent is when a ratio compares a number to 100, like right there. Equivalent ratios, two ratios that have the same value. So 3/20ths or 3 to 20 is the same as 15 to 100, which is something that we want to make sure we understand when we are finding our percents. Something important that we want to make sure that we understand is, first of all, a percent is a part to a whole ratio that compares a number to 100. So we want to remember that percent is out of 100. We write it with the percent sign like that. And then as a fraction, it would be whatever percent it is out of 100. So fractions and percents are ratios that can represent the same number. Percent means per 100 or hundredths, using this as the percent sign. So how can we write a fraction as a percent? We have 3/20ths, and we want to write it as a percent. If we look over here, first of all, 3/20ths is represented here. We have 20 boxes in the first one. 3 are shaded, so that means 3/20ths. Then we can see over here, it's broken up to 100, or broken up into 100 boxes. So the exact same part is shaded. We can see that 3/20ths is the same as 1500ths. We also know that because we know that if we multiply 20 times 5, I would do the exact same thing on the top, which would get me 1500ths. 1500ths then is 15%. We drop the denominator at a percent sign. Let's do a couple more together. 17/20ths. So again, I know that if I multiply 20 times 5, and I do the same to my numerator, 17 times 5, I would get 85 over 100. Drop my denominator, and it is 85%. You need to get the fraction to be over 100 because, as we said, a percent is out of 100. So you need to do whatever it takes to change the fraction to hundredths. Then you can make it a percent. So 3/5, I know that 5 times 20 is the same, will get me 100. So then I do the same on my numerator. 3 times 20 is 60. 60 hundredths is 60%. And then 2/25ths, 25 times 4 will get me 100 on the denominator. So we would do 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8. So 8 hundredths is the same as 8%. And then what about when we have a percent and we want to make it a fraction? So 48%. So if we go backwards, 48% would be the same as 48 hundredths, because again, remember, percent is per hundredth. So 48 hundredths, and then we write it in simplest form. 48 and 100 can both be divided by 4. 48 divided by 4 is 12. 100 divided by 4 is 25. So it'd be 12/25ths. So 48% is the same as 12/25ths. These are things that you should be writing down along with me in your notes or in your notebook. 40% is the same as 40 hundredths. And then we simplify, divide them both by, divide them both by 10. 40 divided by 10 is 4. 100 divided by 10 is 10. 4/10. They can still be simplified further, so let's divide it by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5, so 2/5. Pause the video and you try 6% and 23%. 6% would be 6/100. Divide everything by 2. And we would get 3/50. 23% is the same as 23/100. 23/100 cannot be divided by anything else the same, plus 23 is prime, so then 23/100 is already in simplest form. So again, you pause the video, try all of these, then come back and check your work. So we have 2/5, we want to write it as a percent. Remember, we need to get it to 100, so I'm going to times it. 5 times 20 is 100, so then we do 2 times 20. I'm going to rewrite it down here. We get 40/100. Remember, it has to be over 100 before I can write it as a percent. 40/100 is the same as 40%. 17/20, again, times everything by 5, because 20 times 5 is 100. 17 times 5 is 85/100, so we would get 85%. 12% is 12/100. Divide everything by, I'm going to divide them by 4. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. 100 divided by 4 is 25. So we would get 3/25. And then 4%, 4/100, divide both by 4. And we would get 1/25. And then 100% would be 100 over 100. We can divide everything by 100, which would get us just 1 over 1, which would be simplified to 1. And that is all I have for you. Hang on to your notes. Have a good day.